You cannot hold your own political grounds. You can't. Your survival in politics was in Edgar Lungu. It was in Edgar Lungu. Without Edgar Lungu, you had no political platform. Now that Edgar Lungu is gone, you are lost. You don't even know where to start. You don't even know where to start. A lot of you are lost. You don't know where are you? Because Lungu is gone. So now you are the real orphans. You have no ground politically. You have no ground politically. Your survival in politics was in Lungu. You can say whatever you want about some of us, but here I am. Me, I'm a man of my own. You called me, no, a simple guy, mushani na wadi, whatever. But I stand on my own. I stand on my own. I am able to stand. But even when you have no ground, that's why you kept on holding on to Lungu, even when you knew that the man was in a serious situation. He was in a serious situation. We knew. I'm telling you, we knew. But people kept on pushing Lungu, until in the grave, and in the grave, he's not yet in the grave, until his last breath. Now he's gone, but you still want to hold on. You are still fighting. What are you fighting? What are you fighting for? So, okay, if government gives up, let's just imagine, and I'm talking now to people. I want you to know that family, when it comes to a person like Lungu, a former head of state, family is no issue. Family doesn't come in. Family doesn't take precedence. That's what it is. You have to know. Family does not take precedence when you are talking about people like Edgar Lungu, a former head of state. Yes, you are using Utuma narratives to say no, because they neglected him, they were not paying him. What is it? Now why do they want to come in and whatever? I mean, let's be real. Government withdrew those benefits and everything. Why? Because, I mean, it is part of what it says. As long as he's still in politics, he cannot receive benefits. That's what the law says. That's what the law says. The law says that, I mean, if he retires, a former head of state, if he retires, I mean, he doesn't have to receive benefits. That's what the law says. The law has not yet been changed. If Balungu came back into politics, and that is why they withdrew. And even Balungu himself knew. At a rally, he said it. I don't care about those benefits. I've come back. I want to organize the politics. I want to organize PF. He knew, Balungu knew. He was a lawyer, he knew. He said it. So now why do you want to turn around and start saying, no, because they withdrew, now why do they want? When he was alive, he was active in politics. When he was alive, he was active in politics. Now he's dead, he's not in politics. It is a simple argument. Why do you want to complicate this? Why do you want to complicate it? Why do you want to complicate it? I'm not speaking for government. I'm saying things as they are. When Balungu was alive, yes, he was former head of state, but he came back into politics, announced it, and and even said it himself. That is when they removed those benefits. They removed the benefits. So as long as he was alive, and even everyone, no, Edgar Lungu is our president. Even after eligibility, whatever, you are saying he was going to contest the 2026 election. He was your candidate for 2026 general elections. That is why government withdrew the benefits. I'm just saying the way it is. Not that's the way it is. They withdrew because he was active in politics. And this is not to say what until we until we change the law, then we can talk about that. But practically, as it is, the law now, if you are a former head of state and you are still participating in politics, you cannot get those benefits. That's the law. That's the law. So you cannot bring that as an excuse to say, no, why is government coming in now when they had withdrawn the benefits? No. So it doesn't hold water. Now he's dead, whether he was in politics or whatever, he's dead now. Government has to come in. Government has to come in. He's not doing politics. Who is doing politics? It's you doing politics. Lungu is no longer doing politics. But you who are still alive, you political parasites, you vouchers, political vouchers, you are the one who are in politics. You are the one who are doing politics. Lungu is not doing politics. And you are doing this in the name of being family members. And yet, you are just politicians with political interests. With political interests. That's all you have. You have political interests. It's not about the family. It's not about the family. Because if you are really speaking about the family, you would approach this matter differently. You would approach this matter differently. So, but even before with the family, the first thing is that Lungu is a state property. Whether you like it or not, is a state property. Is a state property. If he had died in Zambia, by now, no one would have even been going closer to the body. Because the state would have taken custody of that body. And they would have decided whether to go around the country. They would have decided where to take it. They would have decided to do that. That is just part of the protocol. That is just part of the hierarchy, whatever it is. Even the Pope. Some of you are saying, no, he told us that I want to be buried like a normal person. It is not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible to bury Edgar Lungu as a normal person, even if he said it himself. Even if he wrote it in a will to say, no, I don't want to be buried as a former head of state. It is not possible. Government can only compromise. But at the end of the day, government takes precedence. We recently had a Pope that died. Pope Francis died. He had his own wishes. He had his own wishes to say, I want this, I want this. But still, at the end of the day, the church had to do according to the tradition. According to the tradition, they had to follow some of the things that he said, no, this, I want this, I want this. But still, at the end of the day, they had to follow the tradition of the church. They had to follow. Yes, they compromised here and there, but they had to follow. So even Walungu could have said, no, I want to be buried in a normal way, whatever. There is no way Walungu can be buried like the way Tayali would be buried. It's not possible. It's not possible. And you are wasting your time to say, no, this is, it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. That man is a state property. Is a state property. And you know. But you are doing this because you have got political agendas. Edgar Lungu is no longer doing politics, and Edgar Lungu is not going to come back and uplift your political fortunes. I told you, wake up, jack up, and do your own thing. Don't keep on vouchering on Lungu is gone. Come on, get off. Get off. Fumeniko kuchitumbicha kwa Lungu. You want to pretend like you loved Lungu and whatever. No! You didn't love Lungu. You had your own interests. That's why you were not even telling the truth. That's why you are not even giving him good counsel. You didn't. When some of us were talking, you labeled us to say, no, we are traitors. We have betrayed Lungu. But we were saying the truth. The man was sick. The man needed to be comfortable. He didn't need to be engaging and whatever. That's why I was saying, let Lungu come out and be a statesman. And I started pleading with government. You people, the videos are there. You will watch them. You can go back and check. I was busy pleading with Edgar Lungu, with Hakainde Hichilema. Please, let this man be. Let him look at him as a statesman. But as I was saying that, the following day, you are coming up. Our only candidate is Edgar Lungu. Our only candidate is Edgar Lungu. I mean, you made it difficulty. You made it difficult. I was even calling the churches, if you remember. I called the churches. I was calling the bishops and whatever to say, please intercede. Because I knew. I said, please, the church, can you come in and intervene in this issue? But the moment I'm saying that, others are coming up. Our candidate for 2026 is Edgar Lungu. Our candidate is Mwevantun. Who really killed Lungu? Who really killed Lungu? If you want to have that nonsense of discussion, who really killed Lungu? Who really killed Lungu? You are the ones that were dragging him. You were busy dragging him, taking him everywhere. Eh? You were busy dragging him. The man was not okay. If you want to talk about people who have killed Lungu, ni mwe. Because you would have prevented him. You would have prevented him. But you kept on dragging him. And you want to pretend now to say you loved Lungu. Nonsense. Nonsense. You are political vultures, you people. Let go of this nonsense. Because even if government comes in, if government says, okay, you do what you want. You do what you want. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Some of you don't even have transport money to come back from South Africa, to come back to Zambia. Some of you can't even pay for the repatriation of the H2 You can't even pay for it. You can't even pay for just for repatriation. I talk eh? Actually, in this instance, I'm not speaking for Akainde H. I've got no interest. I'm not coming back. I'm not pleading for anything. But I can tell you, in this instance, actually, government is actually doing the right thing for being patient and engaging with you people. They are actually being patient. They are actually being patient that they are even engaging you. Otherwise, you don't even have no ground. That nikuisa mwala storage tumbi. Eh? Nikuisa mwala storage tumbi. Nga chafika Muzambia, that man is a state property. Nga Afrika Muzambia. Nikuisa mwala chitwala. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do? Nga mwafika fe Muzambia. Okay, bamile kile. Uyona nikane ahimbe na bantu bako. Let them go back to Zambia. And they sit and wait. Eh? Where are you going to land? Where are you going to land? Indeke mulei sanayo. It needs clearance from government to say parking enyapa. Umusabo mule mwala sendera mwe chitumbi yoko mule chisoda ni kuisa. Eh? Mule tontonka na wino san. I'm sorry I have to come up and I'm coming out because I've seen the interview that was done by Nakachinda. That is what has made me so upset. Come on. Drop it, Nakachinda. Drop it. Don't be the biggest orphan. Eh? You are an old man. Come on. Eh? You are an old man. You can stand on your own. Man up. Man up, Nakachinda. Man up. Stop the nonsense. Allah. Stop the nonsense, Nakachinda. Stop it. Stop it. This is Filekeni. Lungu Naya. Leave it. Start surviving on your own. I'm surviving on my own. I'm surviving on my own. I am surviving on my own. Lungu Naya. Lungu Natusha. Let us see how we are going to survive by ourselves. Not if I got mwikati kuchitumbi. Hey, Chilishani. Eh? He's a statesman. He's a statesman, and you are just very few. The people that want to mourn Lungu, Vengi, who want to mourn Lungu. Even you are just very few. I can even count you. Very few with my political ambitions. Eh? And where are you going to take it? Just think of it. Where are you going to take it? Where are you going to bury him? Eh? Where are you going to bury him? Ah. Nonsense. If you have you even go by international media to go and talk about this. Eh? Making us look like we don't know what you are doing. Tell wisdom he. If you have got issues, bring these issues afterwards. Bring these issues afterwards. Let Lungu be honored with a state funeral which he deserves. Whether he wanted it or not, he should have refused to become a president. If he didn't want a state funeral, Lungu should have refused to be a president. But as long as he accepted to be a president, kwamana. When you are getting into something, you should know what it entails. But Lungu, when he was becoming president, he knew what it entails. So there is no way you would come up and say, no, I don't want to be whatever. Yes. He was treated the way he was treated, but the answer is there. He was a political opponent. Let's be real. Let's be real. He was a political opponent. Now he's no longer a political opponent. He's no longer a political opponent. So, these things have to kick in. These things have to kick in. I'm very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. And I had to speak after watching Nakachinda. I have to speak. I also know of other people that are making it difficult. I'm holding back your names. But I know the people that are in South Africa. I know what you are saying. And some of you are lawyers. And because you know, you were hoping that Lungu was going to anoint you. Now you are disappointed. Lungu has gone without appointing you. And now you want to make it to a political whatever. Forget it. Lungu should be treated as a former head of state, not belonging to Tonse, belonging to PF. No. He is a former head of state. He is a former head of state. That is what comes number one. Family, whatever, fiance aside. He is the former head of state. Let go. Let go. He is a former head of state. Full stop. Full stop. And everything that kicks in from now going forward, everything that kicks in, they are going to they will be treating him as a former head of state. Even those benefits, they will be looking at it to say, what happens when a former head of state dies? Those things will kick in. If they won't kick in, those are things that you can be talking about. You can't hold ichitumbi chakwa Lungu. You can't keep it. Mwana chitwala kui. Mwana chitwala kwe kwa mune chitwala. Mune mushika Mzambia. Nangu mune mushika ku South Africa. Maybe you want to bury him in South Africa. Maybe you want to bury him in South Africa. But South Africa can never agree. South Africa can never agree. This is what it is. Nangu feni ne opano. I am here far away. If I die, whether what and what, because I'm politically whatever, ichitumbi chifure chawera ku Zambia. Ichitumbi chifure chawera ku Zambia. Even if I say, awe, baka inde ichilema treated me badly, so I don't want to be buried in Zambia, nganafwa, mwewa kunoku ine just bury me. Nganafwa, even if I wrote that in my will, they will read it to say, yeah, thank you, you loved our country. You appreciated us, but Bwana, you don't belong here. You have to go back. I'm here. I'm in exile. I can write a will to say, when I die, I don't want to go back to Zambia because Hakainde Ichilema treated me bad. He put me in jail. He did what? I don't want to go back to Zambia. Nafwa. My family will come. And there will be those negotiations. What are we going to do? And then they will pull out a will to say, Tayali said he doesn't want to go back to Zambia. Because when he was alive, they didn't treat him well. Because they whatever. The government here will say, sorry, he doesn't belong here. He has to go back. He has to go back. He has to go back. No matter what anybody else will say. And I would have to come back to Zambia. I'm in exile, but I would have to come back to Zambia. And when I come back to Zambia, just at the end, I'm a nobody. But if at all I was a minister, ministers, there is a policy that they're supposed to be given a state funeral, a national money. My children cannot say, no, our daddy was in exile. You didn't care about him. He died in exile. So don't give him a national day of mourning. They can never say that. They can never say that. The national mourning will come. And the government will contribute to whatever they have to do according to the policies of the government. They will do it. It doesn't matter what my children will say. So, it's for Lungu. I mean, by the way, if you ask, to whose benefit are these people doing this? Because some of you are criticizing me and you must be calling me names and whatever. But I ask you, these people who are to whose benefit? Who is benefiting? Is it Lungu? Tell me, you and Nakachinda, South Africa. If you're Chita, who is benefiting? Who is benefiting? For who are you doing all this nonsense? For Lungu? Are you doing this for Lungu? You are not doing this for Lungu. You are doing it for yourselves. Because you are political vultures. That's what you are. Political vultures. Let go of this nonsense. It's too much. It's too much. Come on, I didn't want to speak like this. But come on, you keep doing this. I mean, you want to hold a country at ransom. You are holding a country at ransom. For what? Why are you holding a country at ransom? People want to mourn Lungu properly there. They want to mourn Lungu. They want to see his body. They are waiting. But you are holding the country to ransom. It is not a kind of you are holding to ransom. It is the people of Zambia that you are holding to ransom. The people of Zambia want to start mourning. You have to know that. You have to know that people are waiting to mourn Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So let go. Stop holding the people of Zambia to ransom because of your political whatever. Your political interest. Who are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for? Let people mourn. People are waiting. Let go. Let go. If you have got issues, lawyers, you will take government to court afterwards. But let the funeral start. Let the funeral start and let's have the procession, everything nicely. Afterwards, you can take them to court if you want. Go and fight it in court. Not if holding people to ransom because of your political fortunes. Stand on your own. Bye.